Good evening, everyone. So this is your task 2 class. So first we'll see the description and responsibility part, then we'll start with the code. Okay. So your description and responsibility is this task involves using the Panda library to manipulate data, and your responsibility is to load a CSV file into a Pandas data frame, and then you have to perform operation like filtering data based on condition, handling missing values, and calculating summary statistics. Okay, so basically this is your responsibility and description part. So now we'll see the code. Yes, so in this first you have to import the Panda library in your Jupyter notebook. Okay, so you have to use import pandas as PD syntax. Panda library is a basic library you have to import every time for doing any task in your Jupyter notebook. Okay, then you have to load a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook. So for this you have to make a variable. Here the data variable you have to create. Then you have to use pd.read underscore CSV function, and in between the parentheses and in between the inverted comma you have to copy paste the location file of your data set. So how to copy paste this? You have to go on the downloads part where you have downloaded your data set. Okay, and my data set is here. Okay, then you have to click write. Okay, then after going on the data set you have to click right here, and you have to go on properties part, this last, which is properties. Okay, and this kind of page will going to be occur. Okay, so in this you have to first copy this location part and paste it here. Okay, and don't forget to add double slashes in between. You have to add double slashes in between. Okay, Krishna, that data set is in your Google Drive link. You have to download it from there. Data cleaning and pre-processing is the name of that data set, and you have to download from that Google Drive link. Okay. So like after this, you have to copy first this location and you have to add double slashes in between. Also after the downloads, you have to use double slashes. Then you have to copy this title part and you have to paste it here. Okay, and don't forget to add .csv in the end. So this is how you can load a CSV file by first copying this location part and pasting here and use this double slash. Then you have to copy paste this title part, and in the end you have to write .csv. So this is how you can load a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook. Okay. Now we will use some of the function for analyzing our data set, which is this data cleaning and pre-processing. So here first function we are using type data. So this will tell you the type of your data. Okay, so our type is pandas.co.frame.data frame. Okay, and another function we're going to use, which is info function. This will basically give you the concise summary of your data set. Means how many non-null counts are there. Okay, like just wait for a sec. हेलो. हाँ जी. क्लास ही ले रही हूँ मैं बोल रही थी मैंने उसके बीच में से करा. हाँ, आपको क्लास में आना है. नहीं नहीं, एक बार आप आके भी देख लो अगर आपको आना है. मेरी तो हो गई है स्टार्ट कब की. आ जाने से बोल रही हूँ. Okay, so here by using the info function you can see the concise summary of your data set. Okay, and concise summary means it will give you how many non-null counts are there. So these are the non-null counts in your particular column. These are your column which are present in your data set, and this will tell you the data type. Okay, what is the data type of each column. Okay, and now we are going to use another function which is a describe function. So this will tell you the descriptive statistics. Means it will give you the value of all these things, which is count, min, std, min, max, etc. Okay, so this will tell you the descriptive statistics of all the column. That what is the y kappa column mean. So this is your y kappa column mean, chip rate column mean is this, like so on. Okay, so till here we have analyzed our data set. Now our task is to clean our data set. So for first cleaning step, you have to use drop underscore duplicate function for removing duplicate rows. Okay, so after implementing this, all the duplicate rows is removed. So how can we see this? See, here the previous entry were 324. Okay, and now the entry is 301, means your duplicate rows is removed from your data set. Okay, now till here we have removed our duplicate rows. Now our thing is to check for the null value. Okay, so what is null value? Basically null value is this. Okay, this is the empty value, empty space in your particular column. Okay, so this is your empty space, empty value in your particular column, and we have to handle it because it can alter the accuracy of your data set. Okay, so here by checking this, you have to first see that whether how many null values are present, and where are these null values present, like so on. Like first your thing is to check how many null values are present. Okay, so for this there are many functions you have to use. So one of the function is this. First is null function. So by using the is null function, you can see it will give you answer in true and false. So if the value is null, then it will give you true, otherwise it will give you false. Okay, and there is your second method for checking null value. By using isNull.sum function, this will tell you how many how many null values are there in your particular column. So 4 null value present in your chip rate column, 14 null value present in your BFCM ratio, etc. Okay, so this is how it will work. Okay, and then comes the not null function. Okay, so here the not null function is just the opposite of the is null function. It will give you true if the value is not null, and it will give you false if the value is null. Okay, then another also method you can use, which is isNull.sum function. So this function will tell you the total null value which is present in your data set. So 352 is the total null value. So you can use any of these functions to check for the null value. Okay, I prefer this function, which is isNull.sum function. Okay, you can use this function. I'll prefer this one because it will tell you the how many how many null values are present in your particular column. Okay, so till here it is obviously clear that there are null values. Now we have to handle it. Okay, so there are three methods for handling your null value. First is this. You have to use fill any function, and inside the parenthesis you have to return value equal 0. Means this 0 value will going to be put in the place of the null value. See, here is the 0. That 0 value is filled in the place of that null value. Okay, so this is your first method for filling your null values. Okay, this is the first method for filling your null value, and now this is your second method, which is your rest. All are these syntaxes same here, just the difference is you have to use method equal pad. This is your forward filling, and this is your third method, which is method equal bfill. Okay, which is backward filling. So what is forward and backward filling? If you see the original data set. Okay, so in forward filling, the value which is above the null value, which is here 15.167, this value will come here, here, and here. So this is in the forward direction. This value will fill in the forward direction. So this is your forward filling, which is method equal pad. Okay, and in backward filling, the value which is below your null value, which is 14.308, this value will come here, here, and here. Okay, so this will fill in the backward direction. So this is two more methods to fill your null values. Okay, so here method equal pad, 15.167 value is here, here, here. Okay, so this is your forward filling, and here is bfill, which is backward filling. Your 14.308 value is here, here, here. Okay, so these are the three methods. By using these three methods, one of these method, you can fill your null values. Okay, so now till here we have analyzed our data set. Okay, we have analyzed our data set, we have cleaned our data set, like we have removed duplicate rows, we have seen the null values, and we have handled it. Okay, now our task is to transform our data set more. Okay, so for this we have to import these two more library, which is first numpy as np. Numpy library is useful for handling numeric data set, numeric or float data set. Okay, then second is from SciPy import stats. So SciPy library is another cool library. Okay, in which it is useful for statistical and mathematical calculation. Okay, So these two libraries you have to import, and now what we are going to do, we're going to detect the outlier and we're going to remove this outlier using the IQR method. So first, what is outlier? Outlier is the unwanted data that we don't want in our data set. Okay, it is an unwanted data value that we don't want in our data set, because see, just consider, just see my cursor. Consider here is y-axis and this is your x-axis, okay, of your scatter plot. Scatter plot will show you the dots of your data set value. Okay, so here are all the dots, but if you see one dot here of that particular data set only, okay, one dot here, one dot here, one dot here, so these are very unwanted and very deviated from the majority data set value. So this will going to be termed as outlier, and we have to remove this because it can alter the accuracy of your data set. Okay, so for detecting and removing, you have to use IQR method, which is interquartile range method. This method will specifically specify a specific range. Okay, it specify a specific range and your data set value should be in between this range, otherwise it's going to be termed as outlier and it's going to be removed from your data set, okay, by using the formula. Also, the IQR only work in the numeric and float data type, but here observation is in some datetime format, so we have to remove this. Okay, so for removing this, you have to use drop function and you have to mention your column that you want to delete, and x is equal 1 means you are doing in the columns part, and in place equal true means you are committing the changes permanently. Okay, so here the observation column is deleted. Okay, and now this is your IQR fixed formula. Okay, this will tell you what is the IQR range of each column. So for this you have to use Q1 quartile 1. Quartile 1 is data 2 point quantile 0.25. Q3 is this, and IQR is Q3 minus Q1 print IQR. So this is your IQR of each column. Okay. So it says your data set value should be between 25th percentile till 75th percentile. Okay. So this is how it goes. Now this is your fixed formula you have to use for removing outlier, which says if your data is less than this formula or greater than this formula, then it will going to be termed as outlier and it will going to be removed from your data set completely. Okay, and here dot any x is equal 1 function will check that this function will only work in the appropriate columns part. Okay, so this function will check this. So this formula will delete all the outliers, okay, which is less than or greater than this formula, that will be going to be termed as outlier, and that will going to be removed from your data set. So now this is your clean data set. Okay, after running this formula, this is your clean data set. Now this is your descriptive statistics of your clean data set. Okay, so yes, this was all about your task 2. I'll give you brief once again what you have to do. You have to first import the Panda library, then you have to load a CSV file, then you have to use some of the function for analyzing data set. Then you have to use duplicate drop underscore duplicate function for removing duplicate rows. Then you have to check for null values. There are many methods for to check. Okay, and after checking you have to fill null values. There you can use any of these function. There are three methods for filling your null values. Okay, this is a forward filling, this is a backward filling. Then you have to transform your data set more. You have to import these two libraries more. Then you have to detect and remove outlier using the IQR method. Okay, so you have to first drop the observation column. This is the fixed IQR formula you have to use, and this is the formula for removing outlier. Okay, and this is your complete descriptive statistics of your clean data set. Okay, so yes, this was all about your task 2.